my friends, welcome to a new session in praying together the Psalms. This is your pastor, Yeti. Keys that we can use in our own personal life, any help in our relationships. This is your pastor, Yeti. Complete reliance. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Psalm 23 verse 1. We know it so well. Psalm 23. But do we really, from heart and mind and journey, understand what a shepherd means? Excuse me. We find shepherds all throughout the Word. Being a shepherd was not a glamorous job. In fact, it was the lowest job one could have on the social scale. Shepherds lived in the fields with their sheep. Yet many patriarchs of old were shepherds. Among them were Abraham and Jacob, Moses, King David, and Amos. In the Gospel of John, Jesus calls himself the Good Shepherd, who lays down his life for the sheep. In fact, in the Middle Eastern culture, shepherds are most often the young girls of the family, unless there are no daughters. That throws a whole new twist into the storyline of David and his brothers. And what does the shepherd do? The shepherd watches over and provides for the sheep. He meets their every need. He protects them around every turn and every deep ravine. He provides everything. And this is a psalm of complete dependence and total reliance on the Lord. For we are his sheep, and our sole provider and protector is the Lord. There is no one else or nothing else that will provide and care for the sheep. In the year 2020, it's not that long ago, the crisis of the worldwide pandemic hit every nation and every people group, and suddenly people could not lean on their jobs or skills. The whole world came to a standstill one weekend in March 2020. With governmental, mandatory quarantines, business closing, churches closing, Thanksgiving was cancelled in many places, and even Christmas was cancelled as far as families gathering together. The year 2020 brought many people to the very end of their means. Every crutch that seems to help people walk through life was yanked away. The whole believing world found themselves as sheep needing a shepherd. Life as everyone had known it suddenly stopped as everyone began asking, God, what do we do? Help me, lead me, feed me, God. The true meaning of this verse became the highlight of every day throughout 2020. The Lord is my shepherd. And suddenly, this psalm of complete reliance upon God came to light in every place. We are the sheep. We are looking for a leader, for a shepherd, whom we can trust to lead us, protect us, and provide for us. Much like in the days when David actually wrote this psalm. David most likely wrote this psalm in the desert. The desert is a place where they learn to trust God completely. In the desert, God's people learn to love Him, trust Him, and have all their confidence in Him. We have read all of the scriptures and sang the songs, memorized every place where a shepherd is highlighted in the Word. Now, we are invited to live like David did, in a complete trust and confidence in the Lord, who is our shepherd. Here lies our first key in Psalm 23. The Lord is my shepherd. This is our key for the life. The Lord Jah, the Creator, our God, the self-existent one, our life sustainer, is our shepherd. He is personal. He is my shepherd. This is a must for us as we navigate the waters of the plague, financially loss, and crises. The Lord is my shepherd. We have talked about this in other Psalms. He is not just the God of my father, but He is my God, my shepherd. Hold this key close. In fact, make some copies of this key and wear it as a necklace, or be inventive, creative, and put it where you can notify it easy in your walking, in your house, or in the car, or whatever. And remind yourself there is one great Creator whose promises is to provide, protect, comfort, and lead. The shepherd lives with his flock and is everything to it guide, physicians, and protector. As David was writing this psalm, he had an understanding that sheep are 100% reliant upon the shepherd for their every need. So he relates his life with the Lord in the very same way. The sheep have a complete understanding of the sounds of their shepherd's voice, and they will never follow another voice. They will only follow the voice they know. When we unwrap the word shepherd, He is my teacher. He feeds me. He takes me to the places where I can eat. He is my companion who provides for me. It provides just the right amount of food at the right time. And then every sheep looks to the shepherd to provide the next bite. Now, when we bring into the Greek, it's the Lord shepherd me, or the Lord herds me, and nothing will be lacking from me. The two elements of interest to me are that the writer emphasizes the activity a shepherd performs. Instead of labeling God as a shepherd, there is an active, progressive, and present from that God continues to herd the godly person. Moreover, the second idea is in the future. There is a relationship between the present shepherding of God and the future lack of nothing. So, where are the green pastures? I've been to Israel. I did not see one green pasture, nor did I see any knee-high fields with green grass for sheep to gaze on. In Psalm 23, my mind always saw plenty of green pastures with beautiful lakes and still waters, but in reality, when I went to Israel, I did not see any. The desert was pretty barren, with no green pastures and no lush river banks with flowing fresh water. If you ever go to Israel and are able to follow the footsteps of the young shepherds, you will see rocks, sand, stones, more rocks, pebbles, and lots of dirt. It is hot in the day with very little shade, and it's cold at night. In the desert there is not an abundance of grace. that is just enough for what each sheep needs at the time. When it comes time for the next meal, each sheep is totally reliant upon the shepherd to find the next nibble or the next bite. From a distance, it looks like the sheep are gazing on stones and rocks, but they are actually eating tiny blades of grass. What happens in Israel is that at night, warm, moist air from the Mediterranean blows across the desert. When that humid air hits the side of a dry hill, it condenses and waters the ground just enough for a tuft of baby grass to pop up overnight. This grass is just enough for the sheep to get one mouthful, and then they have to look toward the shepherd to say, "Where is the next mouthful?" In the same way, we have to trust our great shepherd to lead us every step of the way. We are not walking in green fields of knee-deep grass. We must have that reliance upon our Lord. When we use this key, "The Lord is my shepherd," of our complete reliance is upon the Lord through famine, through plagues, through sickness, through every crisis the world would throw at us, and the rest of the psalm will begin to unwrap. It leads us on a journey of leaning upon Him all of the days of our lives, as we trust His perfect leadership. If we cannot walk out the first 5 words, "The Lord is my shepherd," if we miss this key, then we miss the whole psalm. This is an invitation of complete and utter reliance, not just for a day, but for complete trust and dependence upon the shepherd to lead throughout our entire life. In a world where people strive to show their own strength and want to make their own path, Psalm 23 shows us the wisdom of following and relying upon the Lord. It shows that the Lord is our sole provider and protector. This is wisdom, this is strength. Without this key, "The Lord is my shepherd," hold it close. Look at these words often and say them out loud and follow. The next key is "I shall not want," meaning I have everything I need and I will trust the shepherd for more when I need more. David experienced both sides of this reality. He started his journey as a young shepherd, then suddenly found himself the leader and provider of people. Psalm 23 has stood by the Jewish people as their support through the darkest days of persecution and exile. Over the centuries, no evil murder or terrible tragedy has been able to crush the relentless spirit of the Jews when they remember that "you are with me," in verse 4. So pick up these 2 keys and hold them close. When the old north wind began to blow, pull out these 2 keys. "The Lord is my shepherd, and I shall not want." I will take out my first key. "The Lord is my shepherd, and I shall walk in the reality of this." I am able to confidently say, "I have everything I need. Lord, I have all I need in you." The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. The Lord is my shepherd, I have everything. I have all I need in you. You make me lie down in green pastures. You lead me beside the quiet waters. Lord, you restore my soul and guide me in the path of righteousness, all for your name's sake. Though walking through the valley of the shadow of death, fear will never conquer me, for you already have. you remain close to me. And through all it, you lead. Your authority, it is my strength and it is my peace. You prepare a table right before me in the presence of all my enemies. You, my shepherd, have prepared my delicious feast. When my enemies dare to fight against me, you anoint my head with oil, and my cup overflows. Surely goodness and your unfailing love, oh, they will chase me down all of my days, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever and evermore. Write out Psalm 23. Pray these verses out loud and listen to the soaking for this psalm. Can you put yourself in the storyline of Psalm 23? And can you remember the keys from this psalm? The Lord is my shepherd, and I shall not want. I think a lot of people Christians have not always a good understanding of what they read. That is why it is very important that you study the Word, that you study and find it interesting how you deal with the reality where shepherds were living. You have a better understanding as you grow up as a child when you see shepherds, but that also has different means when a shepherd you see in some villages or sometimes a bigger city where they allow from the city that the shepherd can go through where there's a lot of grass that they can bite off. But anyway, find it out for yourself. Psalm 23. As we walk to the valley of death, may that be a reminder, as I was telling you, that in the time that I was in Israel, you see the reality that there are no grass fields, that you have to go through difficult parts to find your food as a sheep. So they must be having a lot of trust. And if that voice is not the voice of the shepherd, you know what happens. They run away. They got lost. Blessings be up your heart and in your mind. And may Psalm 23 paves a way in your future and further destination. This is your Pastor Yadi. God bless.